Because of him, I am made free. That name is Jesus. Oh, how I love him, the one who gave his life for me. Because of love so unconditional, I will have life eternally. This name speaks peace unto my storm clouds. This name speaks calm unto my fears. And when I feel that no one loves me, his loving presence is so near. That name is Jesus. Oh, how I love him, the one who gave his life for me. Because of love so unconditional, I will have life eternally. Praise that name. Praise that name. Praise that name. Praise that name. Someday I'll leave this earthly dwelling. Through time and space, my soul will soar and finally see the face of Jesus and praise that name forevermore. That name is Jesus. Oh, how I love him, the one who gave his life for me, because of love so unconditional, I will have life eternally. Oh, matchless is that name. Oh, glorious is that name. Oh, wonderful is that name. Your
Yeah, right.
That was really hard.
everybody came. So we are not going to tarry long. We're waiting for one group to get here that's going to perform. But while we're waiting, there is iced tea, lemonade, gave ice water there. If you need us to serve you, just raise your hand and we'll come around with the ice water and everything else. But until then, we're just going to wait for that one group to get here, and then we'll be able to begin the rest of the program, okay? Amen? Amen.
And I'm pastor of Holy Apostles Media, and I'm so glad that you all are here. I was hoping to do this later, but I have to leave later, but I just wanted to say a few things about the Able Center and how important it is to be here. It was April the 27th, it was a Tuesday of 2015, about 1 in the afternoon. I know this because this was how ABC moment this was for me. That was when Marion Campbell came across the street and came to my office, and we began to talk. And somehow God was involved. Somehow the Holy Spirit came and fell heavy as we began to talk. And somehow we felt as though that our paths were brought together for a reason. And that somehow the Able Center and Holy Apostles, their future was bound together. And I felt as though that was God inspired. And so ever since then, as we've come together, we have seen God at work in powerful ways. Every Tuesday night, there are over 50 boys that come here. On Easter Sunday, I was grateful to say that 5 of those boys were baptized. On the Sunday after Easter, 3 more were baptized. Constantly, we're having young people come. And so, God is not only working through Holy Apostles, God is not only working through Able Center, but somehow God is doing something within West Philadelphia. And that we are a part of God's kingdom that is breaking forth and that is bringing light and life into a world that is decaying and dead. And so I'm so grateful that you have chosen to come out on this Sunday afternoon to not only to express your appreciation and support for the Able Center, but to know that God is doing something big in West Philadelphia. God is doing something new on 51st and Spruce. And so I'm so grateful that you're all here. And I couldn't have done it without Mary. And I'm sure that we all have that in common of how much we love her. So I just want to thank you all for being here. Please enjoy this wonderful building. If you've not yet explored Holy Apostles, please feel free to check out the sanctuary. I know that some of you have never been in here and have probably drove past here 100 times when you ever come in. But please feel free to be here. But above all, let's bless the food and then we'll begin to eat. Lord Jesus, we give you thanks and praise.
This is my sister Ashley and my sister Marlena. Thank you. It's such an honor just to be here and fellowship with all of you guys and share our testimonies. These are something, we're going to share a poem of some things that we went through. Again, it's not like a put together or, oh, let's just tell the story. Not a story. It's our actual testimony. So we just pray that you take the words of it. And again, this piece is called Redeemed.
She told me that friends touched each other all the time. That this would solidify our relationship. Doing this every day would make me experience, so I listened. I watched my first nasty show. As I cringed at the thought of watching this desire grow, I was uncomfortable. But she told me that this was the only way that a man would love me. If I experimented with porn and I played on her body, I didn't know what I was doing. I was 10 and afraid. It was either follow her lead or be barricaded in the grave. So for 6 months she molested me, fondled uncontrollably, salvation. Perversion was my anthem. That's what I screamed to all my victims. Saints gathered around me, casting out legions that took residence. I wasn't willing to let go. My lustful desires took precedence. When all else failed, pills became my portion. Psychiatrists became the norm. Therapy turned into horror. I wore promiscuity as a badge of honor. Welcomed every generational curse. Cried myself to sleep. Drank and smoked to mute the hurt. Until I found Jesus.
What do you do when you're just a young girl and sex games are a ritual? When family ties turn to soul ties because incest is habitual. It happens every time you see each other. It becomes quite traditional, but you're too young to understand. So when you see the nakedness of her body, you're disgusted with the visual. But when she touches you, your body responds in ways you can't control in the physical. So then you're confused and forced to suffer with the pain, but you think that it's okay because the scars aren't visible. You try to forget it ever happened, but it's too late. The damage is done. Plus, she's not the first one. It becomes too much, too heavy, too critical. And then you're forced to suffer with soul ties from sex acts that weren't even consensual. So after that, I assumed the masculine role. I decided that from then on, I'd be in control of the pain, trauma buried deep inside. I made sure no one would ever know. I wore my fitted down low, pain hidden under baggy clothes. I was what they called the hardcore butch. So that means I perverted the role of a woman and assumed the role of a male. But even then, I still failed. See, back then I kept score of how many women I could get. But now I struggle in my mind with thoughts of all the women that I just can't forget. See, my issues with perversion, they begin way before birth. I was cursed with the generational curse before I could even form words. And as for pornography, about 16 years ago was when that started. I remember the very first time I saw it. From that moment on, my entire life was altered. I was only 8 years old. I really didn't know what I was doing. But who would have ever thought that this would become of me? All because I took my eyes off the king and glued my eyes to a screen. Sometimes I can't even think straight because my mind is tainted with thoughts of every girl that I ever dated and laid with. Every one night stand, next day not remembering what her name is. My mind has a mind of its own and I hate it. But God help me get my life back because I was never meant for this. Look at all the struggle that has come from all those videos and images. It's crazy how something can start off as a game but then leads to being intimate. Sometimes I just wish I could rewind time and snatch back my innocence. Because my pain held me hostage. My purpose was perverted. I thought that I was worthless until I found Jesus.
I was just 8 years old when I had my first encounter. Not quite how I imagined, and honestly at that age this was far from my imagination. But he told me that it wouldn't hurt. And all I had to do was follow what was on the TV. So as my brother began to molest me, blurry visions of pornography was before me. Tears filling my eyes because I just wanted this nightmare to be over. But somehow this nightmare turned into what seemed like a daily activity to the point where my body was yearning for it. And I began to get mad with myself, questioning how could this be? How could I want something that hurts me physically and emotionally? Then at the age of 11, it had
pain, I couldn't bear the cross on my own. Day by day, filled with shame, I traveled down the same road until I ran into the arms of Jesus, the only help I've ever known. He renewed my mind, totally revived my soul, and he turned my valley of darkness into a gateway of hope.
God showed me that I had tendencies of going while pretending to be his truth. That my idolized desires trumped his, which minimized his truth. He pressed me into a place of submission so that he could purge me until my spirit was willing to surrender. He created in me a clean heart. He renewed my mind. He replaced this perverted slave with the righteous one.
You are not what happened to you.
You are not your past. Perversion can't keep you bound. You are free in Christ. You no longer have to wear a mask.
And all the pain that you endured was already carried on the cross.
And each drop of blood that is shed has your name on it.
That's why I can stand here today, free from all the guilt and all the shame.
Free from the yoke of bondage.
Delivered from a perverted mind. Redeemed from the hand of the enemy.
For they overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony.
And if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature.
You shall not die but live and declare the works of the Lord.
So be healed.
Be free.
Be delivered.
Let the redeemed
Of the Lord say so. We are redeemed.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is just like, basically like my story. Hello, I'm Keanu, and I would like to talk about my project. When I first took on this project, I felt like the hardest project I ever took on in my years of being in school. Looking back at it now, I realized that it wasn't as hard as it seemed. Even though this was our first year in the workshop school, this is in my school, the teachers came up with a project that would help everybody get to know each other. Furthermore, since I've never been in a project-based school before, the work seemed more confusing. They had to explain how the important moments in our life, good and bad, shaped us to be who we are now. Which now, when I think about it, was an excellent project. The past map was basically about all the things that happened in our past that led up until now. I honestly enjoy talking about my past, even though some of the events that happened were bad, because everything that happened is the reason why I am who I am today. I talk about how my brother Tyon and how close we have come over the talked about how my reading came alive before that when I did a 100 books challenge 1 year one. I talked about moving to the suburbs, which was a big turning point in my life. I experienced new friends, new surroundings, new family members, and school. I wasn't so sure about it at first, but the time grew on. Started to fall in love with it. However, all good things must end. I talked about another serious turning point in my life also, and that is when I left the suburbs and came back to Philadelphia. This was a very big transition for me. There were a lot of things going on in my personal life that pushed us to move out the suburbs and return to the city we know as home. Once home, I realized that everything was not the same as it was when I left. I left my city as a little kid, and all I can remember was how sweet and innocent it always seemed. I used to go to school, learn, have fun. I used to love coming home and play outside with all my friends until the sunset. My mom would get up for me and my brother would come in. Dinner would be on the table. It wasn't like that when I came back. Being older and wiser, I realized how dangerous my city had come to be. So unfortunately, things weren't the same. My mom never let me go outside, and dinner was not always waiting for me when I was studying college after a long day after school or socializing outside with friends. School was a whole different ballgame now that I was back. Since I always went to the same school before we left, my mom thought it was a good idea to put me back in the same school. And hell, I just thought so too. But boy, where we from. The kids in that school were absolute monsters of terror. At first I thought I could be a chameleon and blend in, but they singled me out like a lone wolf separated from the pack. They relentlessly bullied me, followed me home, jumped me, called me names, anything you would think of. Felt like a never-ending nightmare. I can't help but remember thinking all the time, what did I do to deserve this type of abuse? I was only 12. Why was it so amusing to hurt another's feelings, physically and emotionally? After all this, something seriously changed in me. I wasn't my regular self. I hated to be afraid, and I told myself never again would I let myself be afraid. That I would stand up to anyone who wronged me, and this is where I spiraled out of control. I began to hate people no matter who it was. I yelled at people, said things, and I didn't even care because I wanted them to feel the pain that I felt over and over, and that I still feel burning deep down inside me. However, when I moved in with my aunt, things started to change. She taught me how to heal, and she told me a lot about how the world works. So I checked myself, and I slowly began to start getting better and better with my attitude. But still needs some work. Our present Matt has good, but not so good. My president Matt has good and not so good times on it. I won a school essay contest for that. I read. They're gonna give me $50 too, so. But me, I was like, hey. So, I'm looking for a summer job, and I play on the Able basketball team, and I help coach younger team members. I now have a group. I now have a group of friends who are more like me. And I spend time with my little brother, Tahir, who is 9, and my baby sister, Forever, who is 2. I enjoy watching movies, playing games on PlayStation, sometimes. Listening to music and write. I love to write. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes I need to start writing like about my day. Like, just write about my whole day and just go back and look at it. I don't really know how far I can go with this writing thing, but I'm planning to go real far. I think about my future all the time. And even though I don't know what's going to happen, I am going to do whatever it takes to make my dreams come true. For me and my family. Who am I? I am Keanu. one of the masters at the university. Thank you.
One of the baskets, so we can go around, but also the tickets are up here. There's a man's basket, and there's a generic basket, and then there's a woman's basket that's got some great stuff in it. So don't forget to put, so you just put your ticket in the basket in front of the one that you want, and then we're going to pick. I mean, there's hardly any in here, so you guys, this is a great deal. Don't give up a deal. Our next person that's coming up is Stacy, and she's going to talk about dressables. Stacy, well, look at her.
You said that, Stacy.
Look at her, like you don't have to say anything. And you want to look like that, she's going to tell you how to do it.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everybody for sharing your Sunday with me. You know, I know it's a special day for everyone, but I'm going to be short and sweet. Tell you a little bit about Dressables. Dressables is a lifestyles program that is, first of all, the name, Dress Able, okay? Because that's what we're able to dress anybody under any circumstances for whatever type of function you're going to, whatever, what type of job you're going on. We have a couple of different programs. The first one is Dressing for Success seminars. And we do them on-site and off-site. We'll come to you, to your company, or to your organization, and we give seminars on how to dress to be successful in whatever you choose to go for. We also have personal and professional image consulting, because you may not realize it, but you are your brand. Your image is your brand. How you talk, how you walk, your body language, your attitude, your facial expression, your energy, that all is a part of your presentation. That either opens the door for you or shuts it. So we do coaching, counseling, seminars on just how to maximize your, I guess what you want to say, what's the word? Accentuate the positive. We also do lifestyle seminars that cover not just appropriate attire, but appropriate behavior as well. We also do wardrobe enhancement classes, which basically is we come in, we take a look at your wardrobe, and we'll tell you how to enhance your wardrobe without spending a lot of money, by just adding a few pieces here and there, and basically how to shop on a dime, because you can be sharp and not necessarily have to shop at Neiman Marcus. We also partner with the church, and they have a food giveaway program, and we partner with them, and now when they give out the food, we also give out clothing. And the clothing that we give out during the clothes giveaways are for people who are transitioning into a better life. So those are things like t-shirts, sweatshirts, jeans, khakis, sneakers. Yo, regulators. Excuse me. That's our basketball team. I don't have my whistle with me today. And we also teach effective communication skills as well. The real, you know, I'm best at just going for it. So the real vision of Dressables in the future is to not be a thrift shop or a flea market, but to actually be a second chance boutique, where you would come in and whatever, if you were going to look for a job, or if you were going to a prom or to a wedding or whatever, you would come into the Dressables boutique and you would find an outfit that I wouldn't mind putting on, because what we do is we want to raise the bar in secondhand shopping. So we don't give out anything that we wouldn't put on ourselves or our families. We offer dresses, suits, shoes, just about everything. Men's wear, as as we expand, we'll also do house accessories, how to make your sanctuary, your living space more comfortable. We also eventually want to have a whole retail space, much like the Goodwill, but more like not like a warehouse, but like a real boutique environment where you'll feel comfortable in coming in. The clothes will be very nicely displayed. We may also have little seminars right in the boutique on certain days. At some point, we want to actually add a cafe for meet and greet. So the whole idea is not just to have a place where you come for clothes, but a place where you can actually network, meet other people, share your ideas, your thoughts, and hopefully volunteer. The ultimate goal of Dressables is to provide a place where we can take our clients and teach them marketable skills, where we can teach them customer service, inventory, stock control, how to use a computer, how to work different schedules and be on time, how to speak to your customers, how to handle an irate customer. So we really, ultimately, our vision is to have a space, a boutique area, retail space, where it will not only be a place where anyone can come and get a decent outfit for a very, 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 very reasonable price, but also we will be doing job training. And an example of some of the things that we would offer, some of the outfits, is this display over there. Now we have 3 outfits over there, and actually we have 4 outfits over there, and we also have very talented people that support our organization that really help us out. So all the female outfits were actually designed by Mr. Derek Lydell Reed, who is our resident fashion designer. So in other words, if we don't have something that fits you, Derek will design something for you.
And I certainly will.
And we also have a resident artist. I don't know if all of you had been over to our other office where we had the flowers painted on the door, but we have a resident artist, Miss Tanae Garant, who's also a real estate agent, but she painted the hat to match the skirt, the straw hat that's on the last mannequin. So if you have an article of clothing, you know, she does fashion art. So what we want to do, when Marion first approached me, she talked about creating a village where it was something for everybody in the village, and the village all took care of one another. So that's our ultimate goal, to really encourage and inspire the people in our neighborhood, in our families, strangers, to come together, help support ABLE, and in return, ABLE will help you to grow whatever you are created to do. And that is Dressables. And also the name, like I said, was Dress and then ABLE. Okay, that's Dressables.
Okay, next up, we have Mission Possible. Please welcome Mr. Anthony and Mr. Robbie so they can talk to you about Mission Possible. Come on, man.
So while they're coming up, I just want to give a big shout out to Anthony and Robbie because they have been steadfast. They came to me probably 6 to 8 months ago now, and they said that they wanted to do something about men coming out of prison, and they wanted to do something to prevent young people from going to prison. So that's where their heart is. That's where their passion has been. I've worked with these 2 young men, and I am so proud of them. I'm so happy for them. And of course, I'm supporting them. But their whole theme is no more captivity, and they're taking that very seriously. So I want y'all to just give them a round of applause before they even speak.
No, I'm good. I don't need a microphone. Before we even get into what Mission Possible is and what our mission is, I want to take the time to thank Miss Campbell. For the last year, she's been my mom, my best friend, and my support system. I want to cry so hard because I'm a 2-time felon. This is where I'm coming from. When I got out of jail, I didn't see hope for me or the young guys that I be around. So I want to thank Ms. Campbell first for everything. She's been our support. She's been the driving force behind Mission Possible. All right, so Mission Possible is something we got together. Me, my good friend Robbie right here, he actually works in the juvenile justice system. I've been in the juvenile justice system and graduated to, guess you could say, the adult system, straight out the juvenile justice system, because when I got out, I didn't see hope for myself. And the people that I grew up around, they were still in the streets. They were doing the same thing that they were doing when I got locked up. So I jumped instantaneously back into it. So what we trying to do with Mission Possible, just to sum it up in one sentence, is just to give these young guys hope. We want to instill something in them that we didn't get, or I didn't get, because I grew up in the system. I didn't have a family. This is my family. Miss Campbell is my family. So we want to provide that type of support for these guys. And I'm hoping to grow with them as they come in and we help them and we put them through these doors. We plan to offer these guys a range of things like the dressables, where we get them ready for interviews, computer literacy, and we have like, how can I say it? Like, we are like working with like various organizations like trade schools to get these guys something that they can build on by themselves. They don't have to go look for jobs. They have the opportunity when they get out of these schools to go do stuff for themselves. I really don't have too much else to say about it. It's just that I really pray to God, I pray to the Lord that this is a success for everybody involved in it, because we put a lot behind it. And I'm just hoping that it takes off. Thank y'all.
So let me take time for everybody to actually hear my actual government name. It's Vincent Jones. Family members and close relatives call me Rob. You mean? I don't want everybody to think, who's Robbie? Vincent Jones. So, like my man said, piggyback off what he said, I've been working in this field for the last 7 years of my life. I really wasn't clear what I wanted to do when I got out of school. I was chasing a dream and still trying to be an athlete. Some things didn't go my way, so I got stuck with this type of work. My little brother was he was a troubled little guy up until his teenage years, down to his adult time. For the last 3 years of my life, I've been going through the prison system, going to see him, visits, taking his kids in and out of jail, go see him, stuff like that. So the tribulations I've been going through is that I wanted to give back, because I felt as though I could have did more for him when he was growing up. I really didn't know how to be an older brother, a friend, or stuff like that to him. I had little troubles with it growing up. So now this is my time to give back. For the last 7 years, I've been dealing with kids, foster care, don't have homes. Mom and pop might have died or on drugs, been strung out their whole lives. So what I took time to do was, I came to my cousin Marion probably a year ago and said, cuz, I want to do something that's going to give back to the kids, and I know it's going to be straight from the heart. She said, Robbie, are you sure? I said, yeah. Because right now, we're dealing with a society that people don't really want to deal with, our younger generation. Schools are closing. People just giving up, basically. I'm in the system every day. It's a lock-up system. So I'm talking about from the ages of 13 to 20. Young kids coming there, they've never been away from home probably that long. They get in cells at nighttime, they go to bed early, they have a regular scheduled program every day. And it's not a regular environment for a child. So I sit here and ponder to myself every day, damn, why they keep coming back? Why they getting arrested? What's going on? Who's helping? What I come to find out is the support system is just horrible. So what I want to do is be the support system. You feel me? I want to do 1,000,001 things, and I want to get so much accomplished in so little time, but I think that that's the bigger picture for everybody to help wherever we can help. All kids need support. From bottom to the top, support. I had it growing up. I wasn't always clear on what I wanted to do. I was a knucklehead. I did a lot of bad things behind closed doors that people didn't know. I'm sorry, everybody's laughing. This side of the room is family. Those two people right there with the gray shirt on and with the red hair, that's my mother and father. So they had a look first. And on this other side of the room, the guy with the salt pepper hair with his arm in front of his face, my Uncle Butcher. He was another big inspiration for me doing this too. Because really, when I was growing up, my biological father left my house around when I was probably 5 or 6, something like that. This man right here stepped in his place. He did more than I could ask for.
It's out there.
So like, for those who know me, I ain't really an emotional boy like that.
Let it out, let it out.
Oh, y'all taking this in front firsthand. I don't really do this too much. So, like I said, he stepped in at a fragile time in my life. I wasn't really sure what was going on, so that really led to me doing all the knucklehead stuff outside, running around, not really trying to be in the crib. I didn't really understand what was going on. I was young. I had other brothers in my household. My older brother was running around doing whatever he wanted to do. So I really wasn't mad about that because he was living his own life and trying to figure out what's going on. You know what I mean? I understand we all have one life to live, so you only get the chance to do it one time. You don't really know what's going on. So like I said, he jumped in when I was at a fragile time in my life. It took me some time to really pay attention when he was trying to tell me to watch what he was doing. But at the while, I started noticing he's a real man. But everybody missing nowadays, we get a lot of slack on is that the men in the household are missing. So he stepped in when we didn't really know what was going on, and we didn't have a male figure around. I didn't always appreciate having him around. I used to ask my mom, who this? Why you keep coming around with it? Feel me? We trying to get a little bit of regulation in the house where it's just us first and figure out who another man's coming. We don't really like it. So all three of us, I had 2 other brothers, so all 3 of us really had the sack of really giving him a lot of problems, I should say, you know what I mean? Trying to get him out the household, talking bad about him, not trying to ask him questions. And he took all of that over the last 20 years of my life, man, and been here ever since. So I wanted to say thank you, Pop. Alright, so at the end of the day, this is something I put together on our pamphlets, our brochures. It's called Mission Possible. They give you every little outreach program, everything that we actually offer in the program is on the brochure. And the back of it is about, it's actually about Mission Possible, our goals, our vision, where it comes from, and even why we developed the whole situation. So let me just read to y'all what it came from, both of us from the heart. Mission Possible is an organization that was developed in good faith, straight from the heart of 2 individuals with the common goal to empower and encourage all young boys and men to become success stories. Mission Impossible is intended to help individuals become educated, aware and focused on becoming better people by striving to want more for themselves. Mission Possible wants to force positive reinforcement back into the community to eliminate the negative vision that exists in our society. Our vision is to prevent captivity by equipping and enabling individuals to navigate and sustain their life as successful, productive members of society and the community. We feel as though all individuals should know what it feels like to have self-worth and a sense of belonging, and after being a part of Mission Possible, they will have that clear vision of growth and change to become that special success story. That's our vision, that's our goals, and hopefully with the help of everybody in this room and the rest of the community, we'll be able to do it.
recognitions I want to make. And the first one, I want y'all to stand up because I've been working with this girl for 2 years. 2 years, and she will be graduating high school. So give it up to Rashida. Yeah. Rashida has been diligent in trying to go to school, night school, whatever school, but she is graduating with next week. Next week. So, and Rashida is always here, and when I work with the young people, especially the young girls, Rashida is always here to help me, so I really appreciate you, but I am so proud of you. Yeah! The next person I just want to recognize is Tyon, my basketball coach. Tyon is working with Stand up, get your coaches standing there, Rachel. Stand up. Come on. Let me tell you something. Tyon is 18 years old, and he is here every Tuesday without fail. And we have kids that are constantly coming out. We're up to 50 kids now. But at any rate, Tyon is here every Tuesday, every week, every Saturday. He's out here with the kids. So is Antonio. I'm going to give you a shout out to Antonio. Thank you. But Tyon has been here ever since I asked. So Keon and Elijah, y'all stand up because these are the older kids that work with the little kids. And Miss Stacy reminded me, because you know she's my coach. Okay, wait a minute. Come out and watch them play on Saturdays.
Oh my goodness, you gotta come out. We win every game.
Yes.
Undefeated.
And you
We are undefeated.
undefeated, and you got to see this guy play. Oh my goodness, he's headed for the NBA, so take his picture now.
The next person I want to bring up is Kimberly. Kimberly, come here. So Kimberly was part of my Able Gems program 2 years ago. And since then, Kimberly plays the violin, she does cheerleading, she does track. What else you do? Clarinet, and she's a good daughter to her mom. So I really appreciate it. What we're about is really recognizing these kids when they're doing good things and to try to encourage them. So that's what we're about, encouraging them. So this is your next generation. So give a big shout out to Kimberly. All right, so the last person that I have to recognize is my baby, Tahir Mackison. Y'all stand up. Because there is nothing that I do that's going to get my back. So I don't know how many of you know Tahir, but whenever I'm doing something, Tahir is always by my side. This boy helps me every week. He's nervous, he's shy, but he helps me no matter what it is that I have to do. Whether it's lugging all of that stuff that he lugged in here today, moving us from across the street to over here, Tahir, oh, wait a minute, even when we have family dinners, Thanksgiving dinners, that boy always has my back. So I cannot ever repay him for everything that he has done to me, for me. But I want to make sure that while I'm still on this side of the Jordan, I'm giving him his props. So I love you, baby. And I think I just want to thank everybody, why? Because I'm not going to speak anymore. But I want to thank everybody who came out, everybody who supports us all the time. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank my cousin Dennis, who put this whole thing together. So Dennis, stand up. All right, Dennis. So we've been a good team, me, him, and Stacy, getting all of this together. And Sharon, where's Sharon at? Sharon, my partner over there. So she's always got my back. So I just want to thank everybody, and I'm turning over to Stacy.
Okay, stay here, though, Marion.
This is my break. I took a break since.
You know, Marion has been receiving gifts throughout the day from different people that have worked with her. But these are some flowers to say thank you, because Marion really, I tell you, I don't know how this woman does it. She gives 500% to this organization. She is a one-man band. She does everything. This is truly her passion. Okay, she gives it all non-stop. She never stops.
and she had a few other gifts. Then she has a gift. She has a what's Vicky's program called?
Faith Connection.
Faith Connection, which is an alternative high school program. They weren't able to be here today, but they sent her a gift. Yes. And also the regulators, the basketball team, they did give her a gift earlier. They sort of jumped the gun. Everybody's shy. Okay. And you know, the thing is, Marion never asks for any help. She has her team that she calls on. Number one is Tahir. Okay. And let's not forget, where is Mr. Campbell?
Yeah, we're Brandon.
Where is Brandon?
We back in the kitchen working on something.
See, he's back in the kitchen. Okay? But he is always there, even though sometimes he look like, you know, he just as tired as I don't know what. But he's just always there. I mean, that's truly her two main backups, Tahir and Brandon. But that's why we really need some dedicated volunteers. Because if we're going to create this village, you know, if everybody just, what your specialty is, what your passion is, if you just bring that to the table, whatever, we'll work out your schedule with you. I do have a few people that have really helped. You should see the people lined up when we do a clothes giveaway. We fill the room. And the things that we give out, the people can't believe that we're giving out such nice items. But I did want to thank my festival team, which number one is the two sharpest sisters in the world, Stephanie and Sylvia. Okay, and along with that, I got my girlfriend Pam, that's another one, she's sharp. First of all, let me just say this. We do pick and choose who gives the donations. Okay, because we want to raise the bar for secondhand shopping. Because I've been doing it since I was in high school. But now you see folks on TV and they're making millions of dollars going to thrift shops, reinventing an item, and we've been doing this since the beginning of time. Okay, so but in addition to my two sharp sisters and Pam, I got Jerry, where's my girlfriend Jerry? Jerry, Roberta, she couldn't be here today. Then I have a neighbor that lives next door to my mom. His name is Michael Brown. Well, he is sharp as a tack, and he gives us all his nice menswear. Also, the Masons, they couldn't be here today, but they give me a lot of children's clothes, because that's one thing we sometimes have a hard time getting. Where's my sister Lynn? Lenny, she hooks me up. She's small, because you know, we all sizes. She gives me a lot of little small things or whatever, always sharp. Mr. Derrick, he don't know it, but I go through his closet.
And that's why I can't find it myself.
Then Brandon Jr., I still call him Little Brandon, but Brandon Jr., he's another sharp dresser. Where's Brandon? Brandon, he's in the kitchen too? Oh, okay, see, he's the backup to the backup. But he's a sharp dresser too. My girlfriend Suzette gives me just, wonderful accessories, the handbags, the jewelry. Stand up, Suzette. She really scars or whatever. People can't believe. Yes. And I'm going to ask everybody now to, just say for all of us in the room, but a very special pair for Suzette, because she has been through some struggles, but I tell you, she is my role model. Because in spite of all that she has been through, her faith has kept her strong and healthy, and she just keep on trudging and constantly giving. So I'll go you. Then I got Derek over in his aunt's closet, Chinese closet. a sharp dresser. If I forgot anybody, please forgive me. Oh, well, Dennis, well, that goes without a doubt. Dennis hooks us up every time. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for that. And also, just a little, I want to also let people know there are other people in the room that are very gifted, but a lot of people don't know about it. One is Brianna and Destiny, who have just started a web design company. You guys still here? Destiny, Brianna, you want to stand up? Okay, I mentioned earlier. Okay, so you see them, so if you need your web design, see them. Then we have, this is my honey bunny, my firstborn, Tanae Garon, who, stand up Tanae, who's not only, okay, she's not only a real estate agent now, but she is a truly extraordinary artist, and she's been doing this since kindergarten. When she used to bring work home, we used to think she was tracing it, but she was doing this freehand. She painted my skirt. That's right, tell them today. She painted the skirt. Derek made the skirt, then Tanae painted it.
Okay, where should we go? We're gonna keep on going on. She can thank. Anybody else you want to give us?
I think I covered
Now
everybody.
we need a shout out to you, Stacy. Thank you.
No, and I knew that's what you were going to do. I knew you was going to say thank you to me or whatever, right? Well, I just want to forget one more person. Nay is our resident. How do you call it? A perfumerier? Yeah, perfume. But she's our resident perfumer, and she makes custom perfume from scratch. So see her if you need some perfume.
Thank you, Stacy. Thank you for everything that you do.
7, 4, 6, 5, 8, 5. Number 7, 4, 6, 5, 5, 8. Thank you very much for coming to this seafood. Everybody whose birthday is closest to today.
May 22nd, birthday closest to May 22nd.
Take one of the centerpiece or give it to somebody you love. Thank you all. Don't forget to do it. We have one more presentation. Sorry, here we go. 2 more presentations. All right, here we go.
at it, bro. This yours? Yeah. This your personal camera? Yeah. Oh, you using it for your music videos and stuff like that? Yeah. Yeah. It's that camera. Imagine we were starting these things out. What they are? With the dressing? Yeah, that's it blurs. Yeah, blurs. No, he don't care. He don't care. Right. My man don't care.
So anybody need to get raffle tickets last minute? Because it's all over. It's all over after this. No? Okay. This is Maisa. Did I say it right? That's awesome. Maisa is one of our gang, and she's going to pull the tickets. So get your tickets out, and we'll see who won. Let's start with the men. So take that first basket.
Hurry up. You want to get a side plate of
Number 7, 4, 6,